Elizabeth with Twinkie TV, and I'm here to do a recap of My Love from Another Star, starring Kim Soo-hyun and Ji-hyun, and it is a recap for episode number 14. So episode 14 starts off like huge. Ji-hyun, or Chun-sung-yi, she goes up on the rigging. She's gonna be leaping off of a huge platform, and you know, she hasn't been treated well during this filming. She's been kind of like second-class citizen. They've kind of like did, you know, no makeup, just whatever. They haven't really been paying attention, but she's been giving it her best. I give thumbs up to Chun-sung-yi for, you know, really going after it, even though the people aren't just really giving or paying attention to her. So she jumps off, and then, you know, you just know that there's spooky, eerie things that are happening, because first of all, Jaeyong's henchman's there. He, you know, fixed the rigging. Then, you know, Hee-kyung is having kind of second weird thoughts because he sees Jaeyong's henchman there. And then, so she falls, the rigging something snaps, she falls, she slams into the wall, and then Hee-kyung, being the awesome man that he is, he goes, catches her, and they roll, and then they're having to go to the hospital. So during the hospital scene, you know, they're both top stars, you know, one's a chaebol, one's a top star, and so they get like extra star treatment, and they get private rooms. Hee-kyung goes into the emergency surgery because he has blood supply, and Chun-sung-yi, because she has a very special rare blood type, is kind of like at jeopardy. But the thing that happens that I really enjoyed about this filming, it's her dad comes to her rescue. And of course he is the blood type match, and so he goes in and he saves the day. And I think that that really kind of ties back in the father, back into the storyline, so that was really cool. So during all of this, in the hospital scenes, you've got other things that are playing or replaying in the background. Lawyer Jong gets bugged by one of Jaeyong's henchmen, and so Jaeyong learns about all of these weaknesses that happens with Dae Manager. And that was just a sneaky, dirty trick, Jaeyong. Jaeyong and Hee-kyung's mom and dad know that there's something weird about their son Jaeyong. So they were kind of hinting at the fact that Jaeyong did something weird in his childhood, but don't speak about it. And then the ex-wife, there's something weird about the ex-wife and what happened with the ex-wife, but don't speak about it. And so I'm kind of thinking, you know what? You should really kind of keep your kids under control, set boundaries. And if your kid's doing something weird, you know, you should probably do some disciplinary action, because you know, you can't just let your kids run wild, otherwise they turn into Jaeyong. Not always, but sometimes, and in this case the kid just turned out weird, and that would be Jaeyong. So the detectives are finally catching a clue. Ooh, maybe there's connections between Yura, her suicide murder, and Jaeyong and the villa, and so there's a lot of things that are rolling and coming into play there, which I'm liking, because you know what? You don't always want to have the police department or the federal agency or whatever security force that's, you know, keeping control of the country to be in the dark or stupid. I mean, at least now they're kind of on the right path, and you're thinking, okay, so maybe justice will be served. So I gotta say that the most exciting part of this whole episode is Dae Manager. And you know, there's like some kind of really sweet instances, and they're very brief because Chun-sung-yi is in a coma, or she's recovering, and so you know, you do see some tender moments there. But I think that Dae Manager is just totally being a badass in this episode, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but a very good way. So it begins with Dae Manager just like having this X-Men kind of feel to it. He like storms into Jaeyong's office, things are flying around, and you know, he just is so manly in his like very pretty boy K-pop Korean star way, and he just has things flying around, and he just is so like masculine and manly in his anger towards Jaeyong. For one, for being the jerk that he is. Jaeyong is just kind of a psycho jerk. And then the second is that Jaeyong kind of reneged on his agreement with Dae Manager, and so that just kind of makes Dae Manager very angry. And so, you know, there's that scene in the front part of the Korean drama, and then there's this ending part at the last part of the episode where Dae Manager is holding Jaeyong over the building and just kind of having him suspended in the air, just like Chung Sung-yi was kind of rigged up in her drama. And so he's kind of suspended, and you know, there's a lot of like interaction between Jaeyong and Dae Manager, and just like the battle of wills, the battle of one alien masculine man and one psychotic masculine man, and who's gonna win. And so you just see that there's just like this very competitive edge between the two of them, and I just thought it was very sexy on Dae Manager's part, where he's just like really fighting for the woman that he loves, even though it's kind of this noble like love that he's trying to deny, but really he just loves her. And so he holds Jaeyong in the middle of the air, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna drop you. And so he's plunging in the middle. So Jaeyong plunges down the building, and then at the last minute, you know, Dae Manager kind of stops everything from happening, and he just kind of was like, you know what? You have one more chance to set things right. If you don't, then you will know what it's like to have things taken from you. And Jaeyong said that he has a lot to live for. He's like, one by one, I will destroy it all, and then I'll destroy you. It was just like, whoa. Jaeyong was just quite manly man there. And I don't know, there was like a very X-Men kind of feel to it. It's so awesome. I know that some people were saying, you know, episode 14 was kind of a filler episode, but I still think it was good. I mean, it kind of showed off Dae Manager and his hotness. So let me know what your thoughts are for episode 14, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.